Some costly turnovers, some big plays that ended up coming back. We had a bunch of injuries throughout. Everybody ended up returning except for Kevin Dotson. But we really found a way. I thought the defense was outstanding. They did a great job just getting stop in, stop out. What a job by Landman. It was an unbelievable recovery by Fisk there too. And then I thought Matthew Stafford was in great command all day. They were obviously an excellent rush. They did a good job of being able to apply pressure where we can do, a better job in some different situations. But he came up with clutch play after clutch play. I thought he was seeing the field really well. And really awesome for him to go over 60,000 yards. That's unbelievable. Real testament to the consistency of what he's done. Puka had some big-time plays. I thought Devontae came up clutch in some critical situations. And then, obviously, Kyron always runs so well. I thought it was an unbelievable job by him. Not a great call by me on the 4th and 1. They ended up jumping the defensive end outside, and Kyron found a way to make it right. Puka kind of trying to stay connected on Hunter. But, our guys found a way, and that's what it's about. I think you learned a lot about this group today. And there's a mental toughness, there's a resilience, and there's an opportunity for us to learn a lot. I mean, there's a ton of things that, when you talk about what do good teams do and smart teams that we can really learn from. But I'm damn grateful to be able to do it, after getting the result that we want. It's a cool locker room in there, and there's a ton of respect coming from me to D'Amico and his group, and it's a good football team.
They came out so physically. How did you feel your group respond, and that game was kind of like a rock fight?
Yeah, I thought they responded well, Jordan. I thought they did a great job, and obviously, we knew it would be that kind of game. That's the style that they play with. We like that kind of style as well. I think we're a tough football team. They're a tough football team. I think there's so many great things that we can really learn from situationally. I mean, you're going in to basically try to put the game away. We end up turning it over on an early down when we were in a good, efficient situation. We had the hold where Jay Witt gets down inside the 10-yard line, the kickoff return that comes back. We had a personal foul that extended that drive there. And so there's just a lot of really cool things for us to be able to learn from, and you feel a lot better, when the guys just found a way. And there was a lot of reasons for them to think, oh man, things aren't necessarily going in our favor, but I never felt our group flinch. I never felt our group separate. I thought the defense did an unbelievable job really keeping our team in the football game. I thought teams was really good. Josh Carty, what a job he did with the kickoffs. I mean, to be able to have, some of those opportunities where you put them at the 20-yard line based on if it ends up being a normal touchback, it's at the 35. So a lot of things that I'm looking forward to being able to learn from, and that's exactly what we'll do.
We'll get Jim Hill next. Coach, can you talk about
Jim Hill, you got the next question. All right, nice. Okay.
And thank you, too.
Thank you. All right. Good to see you, man.
Can you talk about the mental toughness of your club, which allows them to get into slumps and then get out of it?
Yeah, and that's big, Jim. I mean, because there's ebbs and flows throughout the course of a season, throughout the course of games, and especially just today where you could really feel like there would have been a lot of reasons to feel like, oh, man, we're not necessarily finishing some drives. We're not doing things that are in alignment with maybe what we've become accustomed to doing. But what we are accustomed to doing is hanging in there, staying tough, staying in the fight, finding a way to be able to finish games out. I thought it was awesome that, you talk about finishing a game, and we get the stop when we had to, where Landman gets the timely punch. Fisk makes a great recovery. We get a penalty on first down that stops the clock as well. You're thinking, man, that is not a good situation to be in. Kyron Williams has two really, really tough runs. And then Matthew and Puka end up closing the game out. It was an unbelievable job by Alaric Jackson as well, being able to secure that edge to allow him to kind of come out, a little fake to the right, boot back out to the left, and find Puka as he outflanked off of a similar action before. So I was so proud of the group, and that's that's going to be something that's going to be a separator for us if we can continue to callous ourselves in the right way as we navigate through this season.
So much talk during camp about the spark that Nate brought to this defense.
Yeah.
Leadership. What kind of tone does that type of play at the end of this game set for him and the defense moving forward?
I'll tell you what's cool about it, Adam, is we always talk about practice, performance, and preparation equal in game reality. That's what this guy's done. He has gotten more punch-outs than anybody. He has just a great feel for it. He's so intentional, and I think it's rubbed off on the rest of the group. And he got it at a critical time. You talk about competitive greatness. That was on display. He's such a great communicator. He's just got a great way about himself where he can know how to authentically connect with a bunch of different guys. He's got a swag and a toughness that he plays with that resonates with his teammates. And, he closed the game out in a big way for us today.
Coach, Puka takes a shot. Puka catches a post in the first half, takes a shot, ends up going to the locker room, getting evaluated for a concussion. He ends the game, 10 catches, 130 yards. Can you talk to me about how he exemplifies and embodies the toughness of this team?
I think you just really said it with the question. I mean, you look at everything that he's about. He's catching a third down slant, similar to what Jordan asked, where, Devontae catches a slant. It's a bang-bang play where guys are, getting collisioned, and, Puka comes back, he gets stitched up, and he immediately makes his presence felt. Catches a couple seams, catches a big in-cut off of a play action, just makes play after play. When the ball's in his hands, good things happen, and then the other thing, too, is he sets up the way to close the game because he'll stick his face on people in the run game. I mean, he's as tough as it gets. He checks every box you're looking for. I love this guy. I love what he represents, his energy, his play style, his mental and physical toughness. He's a dog, and I'm grateful to have him on our group, and I know his teammates and coaches feel the same way.
Think about this franchise, you think about offense. You, Stafford, Puka, now Devontae. What does it mean that the defense you guys rolled into that?
Yeah, I think it's great, Timmy. I think that was the kind of game that it had to be. And there were some opportunities for us to score some more points. But we're interested in being a team that stays connected, can win a bunch of different types of games. And so I know what you're asking, and it was awesome to be able to lean on the defense. They kept us in that game. In spite of us having some uncharacteristic execution where we got a chance to score in the red zone at the end of the game with about 4 minutes left, and we end up turning it over. You look at the penalty where we had the 3rd and 2, got Jay Witt, wide open, and he takes that thing inside the 10, and then you're getting yourself bumped back. And so there's just a lot of really good learning ops. But to lean on the defense, I thought Chris Shula, his staff, defensive players, they did a great job. Really proud of that group, and that's been consistent with what they've shown throughout the course of camp.
Can we talk about the offensive line, the great job they did today?
Yeah, they did a really good job. It's an excellent front. I thought Rob Havenstein played excellent. I hope Kevin Dotson is okay. But for Bo Limmer to come in and play left and right guard, what a credit to Steve Avila as well. You look at, he comes out of the game, he was trying to really push through, felt like putting Bo in there just with the way that he was feeling was going to be better. And then he had to come back in after Kevin Dotson comes out. Coleman Shelton was tough as hell. And then you can't say enough about Alaric Jackson and what he was able to do. I mean, this guy has a week of practice. He goes against, some of the best players in the NFL, and they're rotating a bunch of different guys, but he's lining up against Hunter. He's lining up against Anderson. They've got great guys that come in and supplement them as well. And he was outstanding. I thought he played a really complete game. So I was really proud of that group. Ryan Wendell does a great job with that group as a whole. And they were gritty. They found a way, and there'll be some cool learning ops as well.
Did you notice Matthew's back bothering him at all during the
No. Did you? Looked pretty good to me, and he took some shots, popped back up. I thought, and I don't know that the stats will necessarily reflect it in terms of a bunch of yards. This guy was in total command today. Thought he played excellent, kept the ball out of harm's way. I put him in a bad situation where we took that sack where we were in kind of that fringe area on the 3rd down and 4. That was dumb by me. But he did a great job. I thought he made the plays that he was supposed to make. Was excellent with his timing and rhythm. I thought the operation was really good. He's a stud, and he was key and critical. And to be able to put the game away, thought, we were at our best when we put the game in his hands while still being smart and having some good balance. But he made, a bunch of big-time plays, and we had to have all of them, other than a bad sneak that he had. That was a bad call, too. All right.
Talking about the mental toughness, how much of that starts with Matthew?
I think a lot of it. I think your leaders, they end up embodying and becoming really the personality that the team takes on. And so really grateful to have somebody that's as resilient, as steady, as, calm in the midst of the chaos as what he is. But he's also got this fire and this competitiveness that I think is great for this game. And so we got a lot of guys like that, but certainly Matthew is the reason why he's basically voted unanimously as a captain year in and year out since he's been here. And so we're really grateful to have him leading the way.
What did you see out of his connection with Devontae today?
Yeah, I thought it was great. There was a bunch of big-time plays, and then I thought one of the huge plays in the second half that was critical. I mean, what a freaking catch by Devontae on the one where, he just took that right off the grass. We were in a bad situation. It was a shitty first down call that I had on the screen, and then you guys, you agree? You think it was a shitty call, huh? All right. Well, I agree with you, too. So, but he ended up, that play was big, and that ended up leading to points where we ended up getting a touchdown to Davis Allen, and then he makes a couple plays where he catches a sluggo. You could see the respect they had for him. Stingley was traveling with him today, and he's a great player. There's going to be some things that we can learn from to be able to continuously get him involved. But I thought he made some big time 3rd downs and had that key in cut. He's a stud. Really grateful and excited about continuing to be able to build with him. All right, you got nothing after the shitty play call. Thank you, guys.
It was great. I don't take don't take it for granted. I love being out there with those guys. I love getting to work with them, and just happy that I was able to kind of get through what was going on, and a lot of support from a lot of people, teammates, coaches, trainers, everybody, family. A lot of appreciation goes to those people for helping me and put a bunch of work in. Was able to get back to this point, and just happy to do it. I love being out there. I love playing. NFL football is hard. That's a really good football team we played. I think we had 21 to 28 points probably out there if we don't have a couple things where we hurt ourselves, and which is great. You got to learn from stuff, find ways to win games in September, and we were able to do that today. Unbelievable effort by our defense. Can't say enough about it. Timely. Landman making that punch out was so cool. So just happy to be where I'm standing right now.
How do you describe, Matthew, what you saw from Puka, where he leaves, he's getting stitches, and then to come back and have that type of game?
Yeah, he's a special player. He's a special person on our team. His game comes to life on Sundays. He's out there in practice, and he's working, he's doing all the stuff, he's making plays and all that. But when it becomes tackle football, is when Puka Nacua's game comes to life, and we're blessed to have him as a player, but as a person too, and as a competitor. Just the person that he is day in and day out, and then what we get to go out there and battle with on Sundays, man, it's special. And I think everybody in our locker room, I know everybody in our locker room really appreciates him. And today's just, it's going to be another one of those stories in probably a really long, successful career of, remember the time, opening day, I had to do this, that, and the other to get back out there and make some big plays, seal the game, at the end of it. So just happy for him, proud of him, and, just love getting to go to work with him.
Remember the time I went over 60,000? There's only, you're one of 10 in NFL history.
Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories, I've been blessed to play this game for a long time with a bunch of great players. The cool thing about quarterback and my thought about it is, I can't throw for any of those yards without every other 10 player on the field, 10 other guys that are, doing their job. And so it's really cool. I share it with so many people and so many teammates and a bunch of coaches, and my family and everybody that's helped me get there. It's you get in those longevity type, places where you're breaking those kind of things. It's not, oh, that was a cool year, a cool 2 years. It's been a long time, and a lot of people have sacrificed a lot to help me out along the way, and I appreciate each and every single one of them. But it's cool. It's an amazing thing, and sure as hell glad that we did it getting a win too.
You're Matthew, going into the game that you were just going to do what you do and not worry about it. But were there any moments in that game or hits or situations where you felt,
no,
am I going to be okay?
No, no, you can't go out there and play like that. Maybe that's stupid to think, but that's how I go play. I just go out there and play. I think there's. There was some good stuff I did today. I think, there's some plays I think I can be better and try to avoid some more negatives for us, and do a better job there. But it felt great to get back out there. It's been a long time coming, and not only myself, but man, I was really happy for Alaric to go through what he's been through and work the way he did, through the stuff that was going on with him. Just proud of him and happy for his success to be back out there. I know he loves being back out there with us, and we appreciate having him.
Matthew, can you talk a little bit about the learning experience you and your team go through week after week?
Yeah, it never stops, right? And every single season is different. You have a different team, you got different opponents. How's it going to go? Do you lose a player to injury? Do you not? And it's just this it's this puzzle you got to put together, continue to try and get better and better week in and week out, find ways to win football games like we did today. And learn from all the stuff that could have made this game a lot easier for us. So it's a whole lot, more fun to do that at 1-0 than it is 0-1, and got to continue to, correct those mistakes and bring them to life on game day when we do the right stuff.
Were you getting antsy the last few weeks?
Antsy? No. I think I was just excited to get back out there and play. Happy to, been on the practice field now for I think 3 weeks, something like that. So. Felt pretty good about that, but no. Anytime the season starts again, I'm excited, and new knew it was going to be a whole lot of fun to get out there and go to work with these guys.
Matthew, what do you take away from this win that set the tone for the season?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great job of finishing, right? It took both sides of the ball, special teams, everybody to finish this one out. We could have done a better job, late in the game there, keeping the ball and scoring. It didn't happen, and our defense rose up to the challenge, and Landman made an unbelievable play. And then, we had the opportunity to close the game out, too. We went backwards for 10 yards, which is a tough way to start it, and our guys battled, and got us close enough. And then Puka made a great play there at the end to kind of ice it. And that's complimentary football, right? That's, hey, we make a mistake, defense comes out, makes a play for us. Hey, you know what? We're not going to put you back out on the field, defense. We're going to close this thing out, taking a knee. And those kind of things you can build on while cleaning up some of the stuff that, killed some momentum, killed some drives.
Traveling with Devontae Adams today, just how much does his presence just impact the offense with him being on the field?
Yeah, it's huge. He has a ton of respect, and rightfully so. He's an unbelievable player. He's made a bunch of big plays. I've been on the other sideline when I was in Detroit, and he was doing it to us when he was in Green Bay. So, it's fun to go out there and work with him, get to, throw the ball to a guy that's a future Hall of Famer, unbelievable player. I feel lucky. Thanks.
Thank you.
They're trying to bring Puka in here.
Yeah.
Puka, can you just walk us through just what you were going through early in the game, having to leave with the injury, come back, and how did you find a way to settle back in?
Yeah, try to come back in here and make sure I could count to 10 on my hands, but it was good. Come back in here, I was like, I felt like my face was on my face mask, and I was standing up, and it was just all the way down here to the left. But just got some quick stitches, and then got back out there, and then it was just trying to find the rhythm and get back in and get warm back up. You come back in, they got the AC blowing on here. I'm laying on the cold training room table, no bodies in here. It got cold real fast, but it was exciting to go back out there and to hit somebody all over again and be like, man, this is what I prepared for.
How about you guys you and Devontae getting 20 or 19 of the 29 targets in game one? I know they want to get it in your hands, but just talk about that chemistry early on and how important that's going to be all season long.
Yeah, I think it speaks to how well Matthew prepares and our coaches and the game plan that we put in for this week. I was super excited when we're going through the practice week and you're, all right, on Wednesday, this is what we got on Thursday, and you're feeling really confident walking into Saturday night walkthroughs and being like, all right, we're going out there to execute, and we feel pretty confident with the ammo that we have loaded up for the game plan. So it was super fun, and then just for the big boys to trust us and to fight that extra second in the down to make sure that we can't throw the ball down the field.
Matthew, it was your 6-yard catch, completion from him, that got him into his past 60,000 career passing yards. Just when you think about him reaching that accomplishment, like, how does that resonate with you?
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny. He came up to me. He was like, "Man, I'm glad the ball went to you." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like thanks." But like I was like, "I'm pretty sure the play was supposed to come to me." and then as he says that, I like look up on the big screen and it's like, "Oh, Matthew Stafford just passed 60,000," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, brother. I totally missed that." I'm like, just on the field, and then I was like, "Oh, I understand why you said that." I'm like, "I'm grateful," because I think it was funny because the next I didn't say this to him, but I was like, the rookie record was Carson Wentz. Even though we got it breaking in San Fran, so it's nice that one of those will have Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua tagged to it.
Obviously, you never want to get injured, but how much pride do you take in making some of those tough plays across the middle of the field?
100%. I think the little brother in me, like as much as it is to smile in the defender's face when you get back up and you catch that ball, and it is also to my big brothers as well, to being like, man, all those times they paid off. The bounce up game came from them for sure.
What did you think about the way that guys like Steve and Bo also battled on the line, either through injury or Bo bouncing around from either side?
100%. I know when I was getting ready to come in here, Steve had come in not too later, and then you're back in the huddle, and we're getting ready to break, and we're fist bumping, dapping up everybody, and then you see him back out there. And so I think there's a toughness that our group had kind of earned from each other during our training camp days of going against each other and knowing that we were preparing ourselves for this moment. And it's always fun because there are bumps and bruises that come along the way, but to be able to get back up and get ready to hit somebody all over again, is something that we need.
Complementary football is such a big thing here, obviously. How do you describe when the offense was a little rusty at times, seeing what the defense was doing today?
Yeah, I think it's motivation to come back out there after watching an offense who has great weapons as well, to struggle on third downs and the ability for them to get off the field. And so you're confident going back out on the field. It's like, man, our defense is giving them momentum. They're trying to get it to swing our way. So it's that extra motivation to go out there and perform and execute, because there are some plays where out there they felt like they were out there for 15 plays. So you're trying to make sure that we can get them off the field, and when we go out there, we can execute to play that the two-way game to make sure everybody can thrive out there.
Had stitches in a game and come back in?
No, I don't think I've taken too many shots like that one. I was like, I know Henry from before. We played in the Pawnee All-Star game, and it's never a good sight when you see a linebacker square to you. Honestly, I'm not sure. I just remember I felt like my whole chin strap and everything was not connected to my helmet, and I knew I was bleeding somewhere. Tay was talking to me, and I was like, "There's blood, and I don't know where it's coming from. Please tell me."
You are playing stitches. Is that in your head at all, or are you able to just play football normally?
Try to play football as normally. There was some padding and covering that was covering the eye a little bit, but then it was like, man, I'm going out here. Hopefully these stitches are doing their job, because I'm not hesitating to hit somebody else.
With the toughness and physicality that you bring not only to the wide receiver room but to the team, why was it important for you to get back out on the field?
Yeah, well, I love playing this game of football. I feel the excitement and the want to hit somebody as much as, you take a couple shots here and there. My excitement to go out there and hit somebody and be able to play with the physicality that I enjoy playing the game of football with is something that drives me to get back out there. And especially early on in the game, and knowing that it was something quick and I was able to go back out there, I wanted to be out there as fast as possible for the guys.
Were you looking for an opportunity to get your leg back?
On a linebacker, those ones are tough. You never want to look out for those guys, because then you feel like you're kind of tiptoeing, and then that's when they get you again. So I'm sure it'll come in another way, but I wasn't trying to run back for him.
Are you surprised you weren't able to get more points on the board today? How much of that is a week one thing, like you're still figuring this out?
Yeah, I think definitely a little bit of the week one thing, but then also just trying to figure out what the defense is doing. They're making adjustments to what we're doing out there at the same time, and for everybody to communicate and be on the same page. I trust Matthew to always go out there and make the right call, whether it's cannon to play, alerting to something else for a pass concept. But when we all go out there, we trust 9 to get us in the end zone.
Davis Allen battled through a back last year, really hampered him. And what it means to see him come out, get on the board early this season, and just the way he's worked through camps.
Yeah, the general is somebody who we came in as rookies together, and I've always been a big fan of his game. So to see him go out there and be able to execute and get the first one up there is super exciting. And then I think it just speaks to how well that tight end room has been playing together. I think from Big Higgs leading the way, and then Kobe and T. Ferg getting in there as well. So it's been a good competition between those four, and they compete really well, and they communicate, I think, is the biggest thing for somebody who they were seeing a lot of nickel to our 12 personnel and stuff like that. So trying to figure out and make sure we're going to the right guys and communicating was something that they all do really well.
Can you talk about playing in the preseason, but now to play a game one, the game shape physicality of the game? Do you feel like maybe a couple of games down the road, and everybody be kind of like really into the physical part of the game?
I feel like Coach does a really good job of making sure we get enough one-on-one reps during the week, so we get some good on good, and we get a chance to see what that physicality kind of looks like, and obviously try and take care of our guys. But I definitely do enjoy being on the preseason sideline and watching the guys go out there and seeing the young books try to play, and it feels good for my knees, so I enjoy that. Have a good one.